I'm here with Laura Stone, author of Pocket Guide to Purpose, to talk about A Pocket Guide to Purpose. Laura, lovely to speak with you.
As well.
So you've written this amazing book. I feel like it's amazing. I've experienced it as amazing, called A Pocket Guide to Purpose. Let's start big picture. What's this thing about?
It is about helping people figure out in a very simple and focused way what their purpose is and how to emerge it as quickly as possible.
And why is that important? I know it seems self-evident.
Yeah, so I think people are in a fog a lot. We're so busy in our day to day, and I'll speak personally about this. I know that I had been, and it's easy to get lulled into, you got to get the kids off to school, you got to get to work, you get the dry cleaning, answer all the emails, make sure and the list goes on. And we forget about ourselves in that process, and we don't spend time searching, or at least giving ourselves the dedicated focused time to figuring this out.
It sounds to me like the difference between a kind of highly intentional life versus the life that kind of happens to you while you're coping.
That's a great way of putting it, yes.
All right, good. So let me ask you about the book a little more. Firstly, why did you write this? I mean, it's already leaking out between the words.
Yeah, well, funny story, I was in Dallas leading a purpose workshop for executive women as part of this 800-person event. And I had a small group that I had for 3 days. And it was thinking about what's the story of their future that they wanted to be writing. And during that week was election week from 2016.
Okay.
And very emotional time for a lot of people.
Yes.
At the end of the week, I am saturated and so excited about the purpose work that I know it was a shift for me going from I was leading a practice area on inclusion to realizing for myself personally, I couldn't no longer do this work. Meaning I had to do this full time and focus, and got into a cab, and the gentleman who was driving me had shared with me some very poignant stories about people being harassed at bus stops. And he was picking those people up and taking them places that they normally wouldn't be going with him for. And he turned the tables on me very quickly and said, "So why are you here?" And I started sharing with him. And he stops me and said, "I need my purpose. You are in this car for a reason. Help me figure out my purpose." And I, of course, started asking him questions that we were working on with these executives.
Because that's a really low-stakes question. Hey,
Oh my
figure me
God.
out. Would you mind?
Right.
Oh, on the way to the airport. We've got 15. Go.
Pretty much. And by that point, I think we had 8 minutes. And we get to the airport, and I felt terrible that giving him, because we were just getting into some very important questions, and all I could do was give him my business card. That was not enough. So I left as fast as I could, gave him a nice tip, and the next morning I woke up and I storyboarded what would I write for Walter in that cab. Walter was the driver. And what would make his life a little easier to be able to follow a process that he could do on the breaks between driving his cab. So it's not huge amounts of time potentially, but ways that he could start that process to see the themes. So this book was actually because of Walter, and enabling everyone to have that opportunity to go through a series of questions as well as few exercises that enables us to get more clear quickly.
If you'd like to find out more, please come find us online at pocketguidetopurpose.com, where you'll find out lots more about this book, blog posts, video posts, all about the other books, of course, card decks, and everything else that's relevant in this conversation about purpose. Please visit us online at pocketguidetopurpose.com.